Welcome back to the Platinum Guide from Clair Obscur, friends. Today we continue, and this episode is all about the motto, time for a little swim. Because today we are doing some things that we couldn't get at the beginning, and we are catching up on them today. But first, as friends, we continue and head to the Monoco Station. And that's where we start. With the guide, it's best to give a thumbs up if you like these guides, and of course we will collect everything here again. And now it's going to be quite tricky in Act 2, because you can miss quite a bit here and ruin your trophies directly, so keep doing it the way I do it. From the checkpoint here, go through until you reach the checkpoint. Then go in here. And as I said, friends' guides always without spoilers. Just go in here and a small cutscene will play, and then you can fight the boss. If you've managed that, that's already great. Because then you've already met a small character. We can now just paint over here, and at the conclusion simply gather the color of the Lumina, take it with you, run back, and then keep right at the checkpoint, because behind the right train there's a bit of chroma hidden, which we also want to gather a bit. So run all the way through here and grab the chroma at the very end. We've collected that, and now we continue directly. From here we turn around and go back into the main area where we originally came from. Go in there once, a small cutscene will play again. And once you've completed everything here, you'll essentially get a new character. And the colleagues are back in action here as well. That means we can do quite a bit here now, friends. And now it's very, very important that you add Monoco to your team and remove someone else. You should definitely play Monoco's tutorial, because it will explain the mechanics to you again. And with him we will really play through to the end, friends. We will never swap him out of the team again. And there are various reasons for this, because he has an ability that can be compared to the enemy skill from Final Fantasy VII. And every time you defeat an enemy with him in the group that he hasn't encountered before, you get his foot. Yes, and he can use the foot to transform into a certain enemy and essentially execute its enemy skill. The problem is that there are enemies we encounter only once in the game and can only defeat once. And if we don't have Monoco with us, then we won't get the foot, and thus we won't get the trophy either. That's why it's very important to always have him with you now. Swap him in for someone else. Unfortunately, I had to swap him for Lumina. And yes, that's naturally a bit sad. Otherwise, we won't get the Platinum Trophy, friends. That's why he absolutely has to be in the team at least once. Let's definitely continue for now. We're now going to grab the per outfit for all the ladies in the team. And that's once we've completed this here and a little guide on why Monoco is so important. Now let's continue grabbing the next items. Go over to this guy with the red French cap and talk to him. That's the fashionable Grande. And he will ask you some questions. And if you answer them correctly, you'll get an outfit each time. With Lumina, the answer we need to give here is down here, the end of the story, whispering, then the winter wind. The second answer is death is the final brushstroke and completes every life. That's the second answer he gives to his question. And then we move on to the third answer. The third answer is its echo fades away in the silence swallowed by time. So far we have answered everything. And if you answer all three of his questions correctly, you will get the outfit. Now we have to do this for everyone else, of course, so we will switch characters and talk to him again. And then we can answer 3 questions again and get the next per outfit here. The first answer to the first question is, as the shadows are already fading in their silent splendor. Did you answer that? Is that correct? Let's move on to the next question, and the answer is Death untangles the threads and reveals what has begun. Also answered correctly, moving on to the third question. And there, the answer is tied to a promise: soon eternity will cradle us. With that, we have completed it and unlocked the Braid Outfit suit here again. And now, of course, we switch to Sciel again. With her, we also have to answer the questions again. So, switch once, talk to the fashionable Grande, and answer the 3 questions here again. The first answer is only in the embrace of the sea does all sorrow dissolve. We did that correctly, and then we can move on to the second answer. The answer is death would never fail to write the last chapter. That is also correct, and then we can face the third question. And the answer is his light will gently fade. Be prepared for that. Yes, so we have completed that, friends, and got all 3 per outfits from him. You can't talk to a guy with him, he's not interested. He only wants to dress ladies, which I can completely understand. From here, we simply go from the checkpoint over here and meet another strange guy. And here we have to tell him that we're actually not interested. And that's a bit strange, because that's often the case with the Grandes. So just choose to leave here, and when you click that, he opens your shop. And then you can, with him, trade, yes, and there you can buy the color of the Lumina, and you see that there's still quite a bit open here. But we can only get all of that later, and I'll show you that at the appropriate time. Once you've spoken with the Grandes and at least bought the color of the Lumina, you can continue here. And follow this path all the way through, because back here on the left there's another secret turn, so to speak. Here we can actually go over the tracks once, and then here to the left around once. And here we find another journal of Expedition 65. Once we've collected that, we can continue and go along here, this leading to a small side area out. And here we can now collect quite a bit more. Yes, when you arrive here, then there's already the first Grandis waiting for you, and he's basically standing here at the entrance. And now we need to get into the carousel and want to go back there into the ice cave. But first, set up a camp, talk to all the characters to increase the relationship status with each of them. You can usually do this after a main level, and you should always check in between. It's actually a trophy to open the relationship status with everyone. Then go to Sastro, and now you will receive the new clothing and also the new ability to smash rocks, if you haven't done that before. Then, of course, write in the journal again and talk to the other friends. And then we can continue from this point. So now that we've come out here, we can talk to the first Grandis. And he asks us a question, and here we have to answer no. And when we do that, we receive a color of the Lumina. So, as always, the opposite answer. They somehow really like that. Well, otherwise we've completed this here and can of course continue on from here. We are now here in the right part, and we can later also go to the left. But first we'll handle this right part. Unlock the shortcut here, friends, with this switch. Remember this because we'll have to go through there shortly. There we will pick up quite a few things that we left behind in Act 1 or couldn't get before. And I'll show you that in a moment. So we've pressed the switch here, unlock the shortcut, then go relatively centrally here once. Hard to miss the color of the Lumina. Let's take it with us here. I'll take another look around here. What's nice here? New enemies. Of course we can go in there and defeat them. Yes, as already mentioned, it's very important that you have Monoco with you, because you will now get a new battle loot here, an improved Pictos one, and believe you do even get a foot as well. But let's take a look at that right now. But many enemies drop a foot, which you need for his skills. We took the Pictus improvement with us here. That was important. Then run up here to the left. And here, for example, there was no foot. But that's not so important because these are enemies we can face again. If it becomes important for you to get the foot, I'll definitely let you know. Go in here to the carousel. And here we can do a small side quest in the carousel. So start again from the checkpoint, run through here and first go left into the cave. There you will find the color of Lumina. It should be there. Well, even a record. The big coffee, the Lumina. And yes, we took that with us. Go in here into the amusement park, I would say, and go over here to the left to the guy and talk to him. He says that the carousel is completely frozen and asks if we could please fix it, and of course we will do that. Being very gentlemanlike as we are, we go over here and break these ice blocks. And then that makes it work again. Yes, that's great because the colleague is happy then, and so finally we can talk to him. He is actually a real fashion designer and will also give us a new hairstyle right away. So talk to him, and once you have gone through his entire dialogue, you will automatically receive the hairstyle from him. And yes, we will of course take it with us and have already put it on, so to speak. And then we continue through here and back there. In the corner there is another item which we will take with us. And then we are actually completely done here. We'll grab the Lumina Color at the back. And then we can simply leave the level again, because now we have completed everything here. And there's nothing else here, so once you've arrived outside again, it's best to switch to the character's view, because there's a Pictos on the right. It's relatively easy to overlook, and of course we'll take it with us, Blazing Fracture. And it's already pretty good. Yes, friends, we've now gone through everything completely, and now we will do some backtracking here. So now go back towards the shortcut that we just unlocked, and as you remember, we unlocked the new ability in the last episode, namely Color Fracture, to destroy these stones. And exactly these stones or roots or whatever they are supposed to be, we will get them now because we have indeed forgotten some in Act 1. And besides, we can now also get some feet from enemies to level up our new character. That's why we're going back now, friends, over this bridge and returning to the flying waters. You can now swim there once you use this bridge. You just go all the way back. So you have to go through here and walk all the way back. And then you eventually come out at the flying waters. So make sure to walk through here once. And that's what we're doing now, friends, before we move on to the next chapter. Because then we will definitely need to use Monoco more often. And that's why we're going through here once, all the way back, basically. And then we enter the level again from the back. And then down to the flying waters, friends. So go all the way back there. Swim to the first island. And once we arrive here, we go all the way through. It's important that you don't just teleport to the last checkpoint, but instead take out a few enemies along the way, as they give you feet, which in turn give you abilities. So go in here. Definitely take out this guy with the mine, because he has an important ability that we need to grab. So take them out here. And they're really easy. You can always see it by the symbol if he has a foot, so to speak. And if he has a foot, then you get it at the end of the fight, no matter who kills the enemy. We'll take Semiru's foot with us, and then we can take down the next enemy here. That's the one with the spikes. Where you find him doesn't really matter. The main thing is to kill him once so we can get the next foot here as well. And that's Luster Foot. Yes. Then it continues, friends. Make sure to grab one of these big ones here, because he also gives a foot, as we can see from his indicator. And then we can pocket the next foot here, which gives us another ability. And that's Bruler's Foot, and it's pretty good, friends. You should definitely grab it. Also get the foot from the blacksmith. And that's the foot. What's it called? We'll have to check in a moment. And this here is the Bruler Foot. Yes, we'll also take that from the blacksmith. We meet here. And then we continue, friends. As I said, feel free to hit all the enemies. In each level there are about 3 to 4 enemies that give a foot, and outside there are some very important ones that you can only fight once. They also give a foot, so start from the checkpoint. First head over to the climbing wall, which should be familiar to you, and once you've reached the top here you can go to the right. And there you'll find the first rock, and of course we'll take that and receive the color of Lumina here. Otherwise, friends, let's continue and go back to the world map. Down here in the corner there's another stone that you should definitely take with you, because if we destroy it we'll get something nice. And when we go here we get once again color of Lumina. Then from here we continue directly. So we turn around, go over this shortcut across the bridge, and here we take care of the enemies. These are the initial enemies, so they naturally have some feet for us, and of course we simply take them with us. Abbest Foot, that's what it's called. And the other one is Lune Foot, and with that we've already picked them up and killed a few enemies from the starting area. Now we continue in the old sanctuary. We want to quickly go through there as well, and you can actually calmly take out a few enemies there, because they will give you more feet. Just run straight through here from the checkpoint down to this large arena where the big guy is, and we'll take him down once because he gives us also a good attack that we definitely want to have as an ability. So go in there, take out the guy, and then at the end you'll get another foot. And that's the Forest Keeper Skakapati Foot. And we'll take that with us. Yes, then back here to the left in the corner, destroy the rock once. And here there's really a completely new area that reveals itself. So use your grappling hook, come down here, and there's actually even a brand new checkpoint, which you can of course activate. Once we've activated the checkpoint, we turn around and you see there are also some enemies here, but first we'll go left along this path, and I believe there was another Lumina color back here. That's why we go here and grab the shiny one. Chroma Catalyst it was. It's certainly not bad either. Continue running until you reach this large arena area. And here in the middle there's a rock, and by this rock there's another item. And you can definitely take out the enemies here, especially this guy, because he's quite important. Because he gives you a really good ability, namely the lightning catapult shot, which is still quite good later on. So make sure to take him out here. And you get the catapult here. Yes, and it's actually a pretty good attack because it targets everyone. Additionally, you can defeat such a big guy with a shield here, and of course also steal his foot. And slowly we're becoming foot fetishists here. So go up here and take out the big guy to get the next foot. Once you've completed that, you'll also get Robuster Foot, and of course we'll take that with us. Now that we've collected quite a bit, we'll jump back down here. And when we're back in the old river here, we can go into the corner on the right again. And there's still something to collect there, so run through here and to the right at the back. In the corner there's a Pictus and a 25% increased damage with free aim. Yes, wonderful. And the shots also ignore shields, which is pretty good. Let's continue, friends, to the Gestreldorf, which is where we're heading next. And there we'll also find 2 stones that we couldn't get before. From the chief house, just head left, always in the direction of the arena sign, and keep walking past it here to the large pillar, then continue following the path towards the arena sign. And the sign practically points to the rock, which we want to destroy, and of course we will do that. We take care of the rock here and can then go through the door at the back, and there we find another new Pictus, powerful shots. Yes, from here you can simply go out again and then to the right. Follow this path all the way around the corner, and you will also find the next crystal here. So just keep walking straight ahead here. And back here, you can already see it shimmering there in the corner. That's the next crystal. So walk through here and grab it. Take care of the crystal. I saw something on the left in the house here, but in the end there's nothing. Grab the rock here. and you'll get a new weapon, and specifically Betelim. Yes, so we've taken care of that. Yes, and then we can move on, namely outside the world map. Here you'll find another crystal. You should definitely go there and take care of this crystal again, as it is outside the Gestalt village. And there we can take it down. So go here and hit it once, and we've got the piece. Grab the color of Lumina here again, and then we continue. Friends, approximately here at the Yellow Harvest, so roughly over here. There is also another crystal here that we will get now, and it is basically behind the entrance. You can dash through here once, and at the back there's another crystal you can take with you, and there's something nice here too. Namely, what do we get? Of course, the color of Lumina. Obviously, from here we continue, and now we basically go all the way back. Steinwell Cliffs, let's go in there once. And here in the cliffs, it's again best to just run through, because there are still some enemies here that will leave you with a nice footprint, like this big rock here, which we should definitely defeat once. You get another footprint from the big crystal, and that is the Hexga footprint. And of course we'll take that with us. It's best to follow the regular main path now, and you will arrive at checkpoint 56 relatively quickly. And there you need to take care of these pillar types at least once, because they also have a footprint for you. From them, of course, we get the Rocher footprint, which we naturally take with us, and then continue following the main path until we discover these sword-wielding enemies back here. And of course we want to take care of one of them as well. From them, we then get the Greatsword Cultist, Foot, and yes, friends, then we can either move on or go back again, because back here in the right corner there's also an enemy who is rare, and we can defeat him again. He comes running here with his scythe, and we grab him once and then get the next foot for it. Once we've defeated him, we get the Reaper Cultist Foot, and with that we should have all of them in this level at least. Then just continue straight ahead, because we actually want to get the stone that you find when you start from checkpoint 56. Walk straight along here, maybe even ignore the enemies here. Of course you can also take them out if you haven't dealt with them before, because we want to have feet here. That's why we continue running through here. And grab the rock back here. Now a very strong enemy is coming, friends. You probably can't defeat him yet. You can try, but you'll probably get beaten badly. We'll deal with him later in the guide, but make sure to remember him. And yes, we still have to defeat him, but all of that will come later. For now, keep moving forward, folks, back to the forgotten battlefields where we originally came from, and there's still a bit to collect here. When you leave here, try to visit the merchant again in case you haven't bought everything from him yet. And then set off on your way to the battlefields. And in the battlefields there's quite a bit to collect, which I'll show you now. Nihai, enter here, the forgotten battlefield. And when you arrive here, there are, right up ahead are the first enemies, which we will of course take on, because we want to farm some feet. And these big ones with the sword, you need to defeat them once. You will then receive Ranasseur's Foot, and we'll definitely take that with us, and also make sure to grab this trumpet guy here, as he also has a foot for us. From him we get the Troubadour's Foot, and we'll take that with us. And then it continues until you reach checkpoint 57, friends, or you can simply teleport there. Yes, then we go in here, and here we can jump over the cliffs and also find the rock here. If you haven't dealt with the enemy here yet, make sure to take care of them. By the way, there's also another trumpet foot here, and once you've managed that, then we've got that done as well. The rock is right here. We'll clear it now, and then we can go through the back and get the next item here. Chroma Catalyst. At the end, you either play through the level once or teleport to the end. And then you're back outside, friends, in the area where we actually want to continue now. And before we continue, we'll also get the last rock. It's right to, here if we walk through now. If you haven't grabbed it in the last video, just go straight through here and get it. So, and friends, always fight against old enemies from time to time. It's important that you always have Monoco with you now. And yes, back here we can break another rock. And there's a bit of chroma in there, which we'll of course take with us. So far so good, friends. We are relatively close to the end of the guide now, but not quite finished yet. We'll just continue onto the station again to get back to the area where we left off, Monocs Station, and we'll go in there once. So as I said, Monoco is always part of my team now. You might want to do the same. You absolutely need him to get certain trophies, and in the next video it starts with us finding the first missable enemies, and if you kill them without having Monoco with you, then you've already messed up your trophy. Yes, definitely just run through here on the left side this time, then you'll enter the new area here. And this is the part where we'll continue next time, friends. We've collected quite a bit now that you might otherwise miss. And I would say, until next time, take care, adios, and bye-bye.